and hopefully, eventually, some people will join in, and if not, you guys can catch the replay, and hopefully this will reach the people that it needs to reach. Turn my fan off for a moment. Well, before I turn my fan off, go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Tracie Nicole, and I am a healer. And so I go by Healer Tracie Nicole. For those that don't know me, this is like my favorite shirt. Love World. That's who I am. I'm love. I am love. And I am here today for my first story time live. And if you're catching the replay, I hope you enjoy it. Hope it helps you. It doesn't help you, I hope you know someone that it can help. We'll talk about a few things. I'm sorry if I'm a little sad, guys. This was a long time in the making, yet spur of the moment. Like, literally. Something finally rose up in me and broke free and said, girl, you're going live today. And you're going to talk about some stuff. I said, okay. So let's roll. So, I'm going to start out with thanking you for being here. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and share. Light a little sage. Turn this fan down for a moment. I thank my divine cosmic team for being with me, supporting me today. My ancestors with me. Thank you. Just a little bit. Clear the energy. Set the tone. I really like this mallet on this one. So low. So, my journey to a silver locked fox. Yes, I'm an Aries. Born on 420, y'all. 420. Yes, I'm an Aries. Bold. brave, courageous. Ugh. I had to grow into that. I had to evolve into that. I had to learn to be bold, brave, and courageous. I might have been born an Aries. And yeah, I guess I was born brave and courageous. Heck, that's what my name means. Tracie means brave and courageous. And Nicole means victor of the people. I'm always the one for the quote unquote underdog. Okay. I always have been. I would fight other people's battles before I would fight my own. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to be doing my locks, retwisting my locks myself. I'm in transition. I've just moved. I'm in the process of getting ready to relocate for a while outside of the United States. And so I'm in transition and I'm in another place right now away from my normal loctician. Gee, I miss you. Girl, if you can get up here to Atlanta, you can raise them prices and people will pay. But can you just remember that we family? Because these prices up in Atlanta for a retwist is ridiculous. So I'm going to do it myself and I'm going to enjoy doing it. Yes, I am. So just a little bit about my background. First of all, let me just tell y'all, anybody wondering, this is real. This isn't colored. This isn't every strand of hair is its natural color. If it's salt and pepper, it's natural. If it's gray, it's natural. If it's silver/white, it's natural. Oh, wait, do I have any full black anymore? I don't even think so. And I can't see to the back, but it may be a little bit. No, got some grays in there too. I think I got grays now through every through every lock. Yeah, I didn't realize that my back. Well, guess what? It's natural. I get asked all the time. And yes, I know I'm looking crazy. I don't care. We're doing her. Okay. I get asked all the time. Is that color yours? Is that your real color? Is that natural? That's what they say. Is that your natural color? Or they either ask me if it's natural or they're asking me if it's or people will ask me if it's dyed. And no, it's not dyed. This is all natural. Took me some time to get used to it, accept it, own it, love it, like it. But now I wouldn't change it for the world. No, I would not. No, I would not. Yeah. Yeah. This is all natural. So, just to let you guys know, this isn't a hair tutorial. This isn't a do it yourself DIY how to retwist your locks. This isn't any of that. This is truly story time. Oh, and listen, yes, I'm in the bathroom because this is where the mirror is, and this is where I'm gonna do my hair. Got all the stuff on the counter. Okay. I am normally very what's the word I'm looking for? Just put it this way, I don't bring food, drinks, nothing that I don't normally bring this kind of stuff into the bathroom, but I'm gonna be here a while, and I'm already thirsty, and so there it is. Don't be hating on me. Just overstand. All right. So I'm going to be starting. I'm actually going to do the front part of my hair on camera. Normally people start at the back. That's normally what happens. But for my purposes today, I'm going to be starting. I'm going to do the front half. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put my, well, oh, there we go. I'm going to put my, yeah, here we go. Okay. So, as you can tell by the dark spots in my hair, that my hair used to be black. Okay. It was, I would say it was like if you're thinking about, if we're thinking about colors, hair dye colors, okay. You know, like there is, now I haven't dealt with hair dye in several years now. Okay. This, what, 5 years, I believe. Okay. So forgive me if I'm outdated with it because stuff is changing all the time. But anyway, the colors, there were certain colors that they would say it would be black, jet black, blue black, natural black. Okay, my hair was really the color of the natural black, except it was natural. Okay, I wasn't, obviously it wasn't getting dyed when I was a little girl. Well, maybe not obviously, but it was not getting dyed when I was a little girl. It was natural, um, just natural black. Okay. Now there is a reason why I'm starting right here. I'm making a point to everyone, starting right here. I'm going to work this part. This part we're going to work. Okay? Well, I'm going to work. So let's talk a little background about my hair journey. Okay? So, as a little girl, my mom did my hair. Okay? Did my hair all the way up until maybe I was around, I think, 10 or 11, I think, when she had me start doing it myself, doing my hair myself. It was all natural. I didn't have any relaxers in my hair. And my mother was very good at all the pigtails with the twist and all the bows and the ribbons and all of that kind of stuff, you know. And the other thing that she was good at was this, pulling. How many of y'all can relate? Oh man. So anyway, here's a little fun thing. When my mom would go to work and she would drop me off at my grandmother's house, so my grandmother, you know, could watch me. I would stay with my grandmother while she was working. My mom was she was a nurse, and so, you know, all those little crazy hours, whatever. So anyway, I would come to my grandma's house, y'all, and I would be like this. I'd be like this. And I'd come in the door and my grandma say, girl, she called me girl. Girl, what's wrong with you, girl? Grandma, my hair too Oh, thank God for the praying grandma. Okay. She didn't just pray. She went on ahead and loosened my hair up. At the door, before we even got into the house, she was standing and loosen the little balls up. You know, the big balls, you twist around and then you loop them and they click. They make noise. Yeah, them balls. Mm-hmm. she would unloosen those and I would feel sane again. Oh man, so growing up in, I would say up to well, I guess literally up until about age 15, I rather enjoyed my hair journey for the most part. Okay. For the most part, I enjoyed my hair journey as a kid, other than the tight pulls, but I had grandma to relieve me, but my hair was always cute. I always got compliments. When I look at all the pictures of when I was a little girl, honey, my mother made sure my hair was done, honey. Yes, she did. And then when I started doing my own hair, I was getting ready to enter middle school. Believe I was in fifth or sixth grade when I started doing my own hair. And by the time I started doing my hair was pretty long. It was probably about right to, is that mid upper back? It was probably about to right here. And I think that was what I mean, that was not think that was definitely without a relaxer because I didn't get a relaxer until I don't know when. I was I don't even know. I think I was like maybe 17, possibly. Anyway. Um, oh yeah, that was a horrible experience. I remember that. Oh my God. Yes. I think I was 17. I sure do. I think I was 17 and I was getting ready for prom when I got my first relaxer. Oh my God. Y'all, what was the name of that relaxer that lady put in my hair? I don't know what salon I went to, but I was with my friends, okay? And I think I was with both of them because they were twins, and I think I was with both of them. If not both, I was definitely with one of them. But we went to get our hair done or something. I believe we were getting ready for prom, and I decided that I needed to have a little bit of a relaxer so that I could get the finger waves done that I wanted to get done in my hair. um, and so they put the relaxer in, and I believe I, I want to say Bantu sounds familiar, but I don't know. But then Hawaiian Silky sounds familiar too. I know what it was, but it was a very, very, very strong relaxer, okay, or perm, and it was um my first time getting a relaxer, and it was the first time I was seeing this beautician, and she put the relaxer on, and within like a minute, my scalp was on fire. I was burning, and she was like, "It hasn't been in long enough. We need to wait." And I'm like, wait. Like, I think I beat her to the shampoo bowl. Yeah. So anyway, that was age 17 with the hair. Okay. But we have to get up to that point. I just had a little, oh my God, just thinking about the relaxer just brought that memory back. I think my head started burning a little bit from the memory. Yeah. Yeah. So needless to say, yeah, I think it was a while before I got another relaxer. Oh man. So anyway, let me wet my hair a little bit and start trying to do some of these things. I'm trying a new lock gel. And I'm not really going to talk about it because, like I said, this is not a DIY for doing locks. It is not. This is story time. But I suppose I should start doing my hair at some point and not just keep yapping only. So anyway, back to my hair journey as a little kid. So about 10 or 11, fifth or sixth grade, I started doing my own hair. Where is my spray? Now, I shampooed my hair earlier and got it all ready. And I'm just spraying some water because it dried out. Okay. My water bottle. Oh, all right. There we go. So anyway, started doing my own hair, and I went from all the pigtails, you know, like literally my mom would put like 8 in my head, 4 on this side, 4 on this side, and the parts, honey, the parts, they was on point. Yes, they were. And they hurt when she parted them. So guess what? I'm not really into parting. So if anybody's watching me retwist and be like, she's not parting anything. No more parts in my hair. Yeah, I'm a nutcase. Not really. Okay, maybe. Okay, whatever. So anyway, let me just spray these because my hair dried. So when I started doing my own hair, I definitely wasn't putting all those bows and stuff in there. I was sticking to the one ponytail. Yes, I was. It was cute too, honey. I had the one ponytail, and then, you know, we could blow dry my hair out, you know, and I did get my hair pressed as a little girl sometimes. Definitely got my hair pressed. Easter, definitely at Easter. Almost every Easter, my hair was pressed that I can think of. So I used to get it pressed and wear it down and curl and stuff like that. But when I was doing my own hair, when I started doing my own hair, it was up in the ponytail. And my ponytail was long and it was, you know, blow dried out, but it was, you know, kind of poofy, whatever. And that was my go-to. Okay. And so then eventually we moving on from, you know, from middle school on up into high school. And in high school, was where, I guess you can say, we took a change with my hair. There was a change with my, oh, I keep forgetting that I put that on my back. All right, well, let me just do this. Y'all, I'm really wanting to, that rubber band is too small. Anyway, high school, the hair thing started to change. Okay. You know, for anybody, you know, going into high school, for all kids going into high school, no matter how excited you are about being in high school, starting high school, starting high school, no matter how happy you are to be, you know, graduating from middle school and everything, it's scary. It's scary. And it was stressful for a number of reasons. You know, school itself was stressful. Where I went to school was stressful. I spent the first 2 years of high school in Gary, Indiana. Okay. And it's where my family is from. And that's where I was the first, well, majority of my elementary years, and then Georgia for the other part. So just 1 second. Try to keep this light low because the other light for the bathroom light is just so bright. I felt like y'all could like literally see my soul if I had that light on. So I'm struggling a little bit because I'm trying to look in my mirror and do this. So, because I don't want to be all up in the camera like this, trying to do my hair and then catching all these crazy looking poses. And yeah. So anyway, so where were we? So we are now talking about the change when I went to high school. So anyway, where I was at, where we were living in Gary, was actually Miller, and I went to Wirt High School. That's WIRT, Wirt. Woo woo, go Wirt! Like I know anything about it because I don't. I was only there my freshman year. But that freshman year was that was a lot, you know. So we had what was called open campus. This one, oh no, I didn't do that one. Okay. Um, we had a huge school at work. I mean, I want to say it was probably at least 1,500 high school students. Okay, this is ninth through 12th grade. And it could be more. I definitely don't think it's less. It was a huge school. And we used to have open campus for lunch. Okay, which meant we could actually leave the campus at lunchtime. And if I'm not mistaken, there was maybe 2 lunches, I think. Um, but like everybody could leave. There was a cafeteria and stuff on the campus, but you could leave campus and you know, walk to the store, go wherever, whatever, you know, they obviously you were trusted to come back to school. They did the open campus like that. However, here's one of the stressful parts that I experienced while I was in school. Um, there was a bridge that, well, like an overpass rather, that we had to cross under to get to any kind of stores to buy any type of food, snacks, anything at lunchtime. And there were gangs in Gary. Okay. And they would post up underneath the overpass, and it'd be rival gangs on one side of the bridge and the other on the other side of the bridge. Okay. And which meant that going and coming, you had to walk past one of these sets of gang members that were out there. And, you know, I'm not going to go into all the names and stuff like that, but, you know, these were gangs that I guess trickled down over, expanded from Chicago. Okay. And shout out to Chi-Town. Okay. And all my friends in Chi-Town, I miss y'all. I just don't miss that cold weather. Now, anyway, really high profile gangs from Chicago had migrated over into Gary, Indiana, and these 2 particular high profile gangs were posted up across from each other, and we had to walk through, me being a non-gang member, okay, and I was scared, okay. You know, we would walk through. I still went. I wasn't by myself, but still went and kept my head down. Don't look. I don't see you. I don't hear you. I don't even know you. Gang? What? I don't even know how to spell gang. But yeah, like that. But guess what that did? That raised anxiety. It was stressful because you're trying to still fit in. Your friends that aren't scared are like, come on, let's go get some chips. Let's go get this. Let's go get that. Because we always wanted some Jay's potato chip. What you know about them Jay's? No, I didn't say Lay's. I said Jay's. And no, I'm not talking about no sneakers. I'm not a sneakerhead, but I think there's some sneakers called J's. Are there? I don't know. Anyway, there's some potato chips called J's, and the hot ones. Ooh, they were yummy. Oh, it would probably tear my esophagus up today, but it was good back in the day. But anyway, you know, you want to fit in, you want to go, and you want to leave campus because you can. And there's nothing. When I tell you there was nothing the opposite way, there was absolutely nothing the opposite way. As a matter of fact, I think the opposite way was Miller Beach, if I remember correctly. But anyway, I remember what was important at that time, and it was keeping myself safe as I bypassed as I bypassed the gang members, right? But it added to stress. Okay. Not to mention I had things going on in my home. Okay. And hence sensitive subject coming up. I hope you see the scroll at the bottom there. Sensitive subjects may be discussed here tonight. Okay. The purpose is sharing for those that may have experienced what I've experienced, need some encouragement, need some understanding, need to know that you're not alone. My grandma used to tell me that there was nothing new under the sun. Okay, nothing new. Because I would call her up all the time, Grandma, this happened, that. That ain't nothing new, baby. What? Just ain't nothing new. So guess what? If you have had some issues that we're about to talk about, ain't nothing new. Somebody else has been through it and lived to tell about it. As a survivor, as a thriver, as a conqueror. Yes. So now moving on, sensitive subjects. Back to the reason for the anxiety and the stress. I had some things going on, I have definitely experienced childhood abuse and trauma. And I was experiencing it at that time as well. Okay. And so I don't know how this happened. Like, I don't know how it started. Like, I really, really don't. I cannot tell you when, how, what went through my mind the first time that I pulled a piece of my hair out. It's like, girl, what are you talking about? We pull our hair all the time. Do the comb, hair comb. No, I'm not talking about hair coming out in the comb. I'm not talking about that. I'm literally talking about taking my fingers, choosing a piece of hair and pulling it. Yeah. And I had started over here. I don't know I can't tell you the day that I started. I can't tell you why I started. I could tell you around the approximate time that I started. Okay. I pulled all times of day and night, little strands out of my hair. Didn't know why. Couldn't stop. Yeah. I lost all of this. This right here was gone at 13, 14 years old. This is not staying, this one little one. Put a little bit more stuff. I mean, I do know how to palm roll. I do know how to do this. Mm-hmm. Whew, this is some tedious stuff, y'all. I've only done 4 of these. But anyway, so I don't know the day. I don't know the time. I don't know what happened. I don't know why I can't tell you what went through my mind of what happened when I was pulling my hair. When I first started doing it. Yeah, I don't know. This is dry too. I just know that at some point during my freshman year, okay, I noticed that I didn't have any hair over here. And there was this picture that, a school picture that I took. Well, I guess it must have been in the fall or the winter because I had on a turtleneck, which I Don't like turtlenecks. I never did. I don't like things, constricting my neck. Okay. Um, so anyway, um, I remember it was a gold turtleneck, and I had on a black sweater, I believe, and something was plaid that I had on. I don't remember. Something was plaid. Maybe it was the skirt. Maybe it was some in my hair. I don't know. I don't think so, because I think my hair was like parted and I had like a little bob, and it had been with a really tight curl here. It was curled all the way up. Okay. Hair this long, but the curl up here, curled up. Yeah. But what I distinctly remember is looking at when I was taking the picture, when I was being photographed, I distinctly remember being concerned that my bald spot was showing. And I distinctly remember over many, many, many occasions um, seeing that picture and staring at it and like trying to see, hey, can you see my bald spot? Could anybody see this in this picture? Da, 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 da. You know, and then of course, as I would look at the picture, memories would come up, and basically re-traumatizing myself every time I thought about it and looked at the picture and tried to figure it out. And when I tell you, listen, I can go down a rabbit hole. I not only go down the rabbit hole when I'm trying to figure something out, or something's puzzling me, or I'm just like obsessed over something, which I was really obsessed over that picture. Whenever I would see it, I was really obsessed trying to see, can anybody see this? Can anybody see what's going on? And then I'm looking at myself and I'm going, dang, I don't think anybody can tell, but you can see how sad you are in the picture. And so it would continue to um, like traumatize me every time, re-traumatize me every time I looked at the they getting long, y'all. They getting long. I mean, it's drawn up, but they getting long. Oh, that's so cute. Now I can't wait to do the bag. Okay, but anyway, so yeah, I would re-traumatize myself. So it must have been in like the fall or the winter, like I said, of my freshman year that I first started to pull out my hair. And so moving on, the summer before my sophomore year, okay, end of freshman year, all right, I am transferred. Well, we moved, okay, we moved. And without going into all of the details, because I mean, all the details of the specifics of the various things that I experienced during this time, the full details are not what really matters, okay? But I will share a few, okay? During the summer, before my sophomore year, I experienced, how do I put this in the most gentle way? Because I am very conscious of other people and how it could, possibly trigger someone, because I don't know who's watching and what your story is or is not, and what your triggers are and what your triggers are not. Okay. So just in so many words, I was held captive in a dark basement room for pretty much the whole summer. I was let out to babysit the youngers, and I was let out when they decided that it was time for me to use the restroom. I was a young woman. I was a teenager, okay, in puberty. Okay. And I was given a twin mattress with no covers to sleep on in a closet slash copy room in a basement. Okay. So the only light was, I don't know if you guys remember or know about those cylinder block glass windows where it looks all, I don't know, pixelated and they're really thick. It can let some light in, but you can't see nothing. Nothing, you can't make out anything inside, looking into a home through the window or looking outside through the window. You can't see anything. So it's one little block. As a matter of fact, this little ring light I got on in this dark bathroom had more light. This has more light than what was coming in that basement. So I was left in the dark with nothing. I mean, nothing, absolutely nothing, except that myself, what clothes I had on, and that mattress. And I started daydreaming during that time because this was a whole summer. This was a whole summer. And even though I was let out at different times to handle different things, I spent the majority of that time in that room, isolated. Okay. And who wouldn't go a little crazy? Who wouldn't go a little cray-cray? I had nobody to talk to, no radio, no TV, no book to read, no pen and paper to write on, nothing but my mind and the walls and my hands. So I literally, over that summer, brace up, y'all. Well, I'm brace myself. This is my story, okay? But I literally pulled my hair out, strand by strand, by strand, by strand. All this hair, because my hair was this thick, if not even thicker, thick. Pulled my hair out strand by strand by strand from here to here. Yeah. So that's why back earlier when we were talking, I said, I'm going to only do the top half of my hair, right? I want to start there. Because at one point in time, for quite some time, I didn't have none of this of any color. It was smooth as my forehead. Yeah. So, moving on. The people that needed to explain to other people of why my head looked like that, why all my long, beautiful, thick hair down here, this gone. This was here. Yep, I had a mullet, y'all. I had a mullet. Yes, I had a mullet. So anyway, the people responsible for even putting me into that position of where I was stressed to the point that I was losing my mind and pulling my hair out. Yeah. They had to get me wigs. Because, you know, if you looked at me, I looked like I had a problem. And it looked like that my guardians at that time needed to give me some help. But they didn't. They gave me some wigs. Got me a wig. Now, wigs now, they are in. Hunt, hey, They are in. I might even try me a silver one time over my locks. Maybe, maybe not, because I'm enjoying my beautiful hair. My beautiful full head of hair. Yeah, because there is redemption to this story, y'all. It ain't just, you know, the tales of whatever, the dark tales. No, it's not. So, they had to give me wigs, right? Then went on, had some more things occur. It was very embarrassing having to wear a wig because at first, everything was cool, right? It was like, oh, she got a haircut, because that's what people thought. Because I had that I had the salt and pepper asymmetrical stacked wig with the part, you know, over and the kind of the tight curls. Yeah, and you could fluff, you know, remember the little curve pick? I know somebody remember the little curve pick. Mine was pink. And it was flat, and it had a little hump, and it had the teeth on the comb. So that when you combed your hair, it like made it fuller, right? Yeah. So I got caught up in thinking about that comb and reminiscing that pic. I forgot where I was at. Where I was at in my story. So it'll come back. I need to spray some more water anyway. Make this hard on myself by not having it moist. That's not good. Okay, so anyway, so we were talking about wigs, and I was saying how wigs are in, right? They're in now. Everybody got a wig. Okay, folks hair is bald. They got a wig. Folks hair is down the floor, to the floor, touching the floor, and they still wear a wig. It doesn't matter now. It's an in thing. You know, when I was in high school, wigs were worn because they were needed. Yeah. At least that was my perception. They was worn because they was needed, or you was in a freaking acting class or doing some kind of drama or whatever. High schoolers didn't have wigs, didn't wear wigs. Okay. So, moving on, there came a period of time where my caretakers decided that, you know, they wanted to traumatize me even more and decided they were going to take my wig from me. How to... Yeah, they decided they were going to take my wig from me. And I was in school. I wasn't homeschooled. I was in school, in class. Okay. And thank goodness for a dear friend at that time. God bless her. She kept my secrets. She didn't know what was really going on, but she was a good enough friend of mine that she actually bought a hat to school for me. And I used to wear a scarf to school because it was cold at that time when they decided to take my wig. That was the other thing. Not only was my hair gone, but now you're gonna take my wig because wigs do keep in heat. They're a hat. Okay. But take that too. Not okay. So now I'm cold and I'm bald headed and cold. Anyway, this dear friend, her name was Renisha. Renisha, if you out there, if you ever see this somehow, some way, thank you, sister. Thank you to you and your mom and your sisters. You guys were kind to me. You were non-judgmental of me. You helped me. You protected me. And I appreciate that. You have no idea. So anyway, she would bring her her hat to school and leave it in the locker, and our lockers were right next to each other. And so she would hold one locker door open and the other one would be open, and I would stick my head in between the locker and hurry to take off the scarf and throw on the hat. Because remember, I had a mullet. So it was like a little bowl hat. Is it bowl hat? I think that's what it's called, a little bowl hat. And it was black. So we can go with anything. And I was in a private school at that time. I was in a private Christian school. So we didn't have rules. We couldn't wear hats in class. We could. And so I would quickly cover my head up. And then before it was time for me to leave, I would duck back in between the lockers, take it off, put my scarf back on, tie it tight, put my hood on. Okay. This was like a winter scarf, you know, big ones, tie on the neck or whatever. And then I would go home and, of course, act like I walked around school all day long looking like a bald-headed scallywag. I don't even know what a scallywag is. But but I was, they you know, they thought that that's what was happening, you know. So now moving forward, okay, it's a beautiful thing right now to have a full head of hair. It's a beautiful thing to be doing my hair. It's a beautiful thing to have hair and to be able to share this story. Now, moving on up, I talked earlier, gave y'all a little idea there. This is so cute. Look, I'm doing a good job, guys. Am I doing a good job? If I'm doing a good job with my locks, y'all let me know in the comments, please. All right. So earlier, I talked about how I had got my first relaxer, right? Okay. Because there came a time where those guardians that I was with that caused all that trauma and abuse, that I was no longer with them. Thank you. Yeah, I got saved from more of that bullshit that they was doing and that they was on. Whew, child. Anyway, I eventually got saved. And I was no longer in that situation or with those guardians who were not treating me right. However, I didn't escape without cuts, bruises, deep bruises, wounds. I didn't escape. And I did not escape with a full head of hair. No, I didn't. I escaped with that mullet that I used to put into one braid and then tuck underneath the wig. Yeah. I escaped with that. So I was in a much better place. However, meaning physical place, when I was saved from those previous guardians, I was no longer in that place. However, my mind said another thing. My emotions said another thing. Okay. My memories said another thing. Oh. And try as hard as I could, I continued to pull my hair, even when it grew back. Because my hair was growing back. I was taken to a doctor because the guardians that saved me, they use their sense, okay, their brain, and they was like, something's wrong. We don't want you to go back. We want you to stay here, and something's wrong, and we need to get you looked at. We need to see what's up. We're going to take you to a dermatologist. Okay. Now, mind you, I ain't told nobody that I pulled my hair out. Ever. Ever. Had not told anybody. The ones that caused the trauma that led to me doing all that, now they knew. But I didn't tell other people. No one else knew. I didn't tell the new guardians that rescued me. I didn't tell them that I had been pulling out my hair. I let them take me to a dermatologist, and I let the dermatologist cut my scalp to do a biopsy. Yeah, I sat through all that. I sat through needles getting poked in my head to numb the area, then being cut, then having stitches, then having to wait for results. The whole while knowing, dude, I know what the hell is wrong with my head. I pulled my hair out. Pulled my hair out. But I couldn't say that. So anyway, the test results came back as having alopecia areata. Areata, I think that's how it's pronounced. But basically what it means is, you know, spots of hair loss. Because by the time that I had been taken to the dermatologist, you know, hair was starting to grow back. And I want to say maybe it grew back enough I was able to go ahead and get some braids or something. I don't know. It was a struggle for a while. I remember getting some tree braids one time, where they make it go from this, you had this much hair, and by the time they finished, I had this much hair. Yeah. Oh, I had some tree braids. I can't remember where I got this style from, but anyway, I left the back because my back was my hair. It was still long. It was down to here. So that stayed out. And the tree braids was done with, you know, some type of human hair extensions where they, I don't know, braided, pulled the things through and literally cut it and shaped it. And so I had like a little, I don't know. It was cute. I'm not describing it like it's cute because I'm literally about to call it a mushroom. But like just the top part was like a little mushroom, like a little curl, like came down, had a little bang, and then the back was long, you know. It was a style. So don't try me. It was a style. And it was a popular style. Oh, hi, Charisma. Charisma Cares, travels the world. Thank you for joining. So anyway, back to the dermatologist. Yeah, so my hair started to grow back up here. And, you know, so there was spots of baldness and spots of hair. So they termed it alopecia areata. But like I said, the whole while I knew, I knew that it was, so I was trying to figure out how I want to do the rest of this. Anyway, I knew that it was because I had pulled my hair out. But I couldn't say that. I mean, could you imagine? Could you imagine trying to tell somebody that? Like, can you imagine trying to tell someone that at 16 years old? Yeah, because then what else goes with that? Because if you tell somebody, well, I pulled my hair out, then it's going to be like, well, why are you doing that? And then what I'm going to say? Yeah, that just opened up a whole thing. You know, that's how I felt at that time. So just to put a little snippet in here real quick, because I feel a need to hold my crystal. Some beautiful rose quartz. I don't know if you guys can see how pink it is, because it is pink. This rose quartz, it's love, it's healing, has the energies to that. Self-love. Self-love is what it helps to encourage. And I use this whenever, first of all, whenever I feel drawn to it, and I definitely felt drawn to bring it and sit it by me for this live. And you know, I have that affirmation down there. I love and accept myself no matter who. I love and accept myself unconditionally, no matter who or what. So I'm going to breathe for a moment. Can y'all hear my little music, my little Afro beats? And it's royalty-free music. So YouTube, don't be cutting off my music, because I tried to go live before and you wouldn't play my music. So I had to turn my video off. I mean, put it in an archive or something, because it looked real stupid with no music. Don't do me like that. This is royalty-free music. Thank you. I prepared. Yep. Listen, I don't know if anybody watching this is oh, you can hear it a little bit. I'll turn it up just a tad, because we're gonna do a little dance break. It's something that I do to get the energy, any stuck energy moving, especially when I'm healing. And when we're talking about different issues and challenges and things, and especially traumas, and we're sharing them, you know, that's healing when we share as well. And we're releasing. So anyway, I'm gonna turn the music up for just a quick moment. You know, something me and my youngest son used to do when he was younger, was we used to just stop and hi Jennifer. So my youngest son and I, when he was younger, way younger, we used to just stop whenever I got the urge or felt like we needed to stop. It didn't matter where we're at. It. We were driving and we pulled into a parking lot. I would turn on the music and I'd jump out the car and I'd say, double LP time. Double LP time, let loose party. And I turn on some music. So we're gonna do about 30 seconds. Hope that's not too loud. Can you hear it okay now? Just move however you move. If you just do the sway, I'm gonna teach y'all a new dance. It's called the Tracie. Ready? Here you go. Do the Tracie, do the Tracie, do the Tracie, do the Tracie, do the Tracie. Oh, yeah, I'm glad you can hear it. About 30 more seconds. Hey, hey, hey. Double LP time. Let loose party. Hey. All right. I hope y'all enjoyed that little let loose. Hope you could hear the music well. You know, this is my first time using going live and using StreamYard, and I think I don't know how much time. I see I've been on here, hour and 14 minutes. Wow. Okay. So anyway, let's move on to, let me come back and tell y'all about the doggone relaxer story, the perm story. Let me tell you about the relaxer story again, because I don't know if y'all was on here. We're at the time for it now, in the timeline, because I was 17, getting ready for prom, and I had never had a relaxer in my hair. Some people call it a perm, but for black hair, it's a relaxer, okay, because we're relaxing the curls. Okay, so you know, still I had my mullet, and my hair was growing back, but it was kind of short, but it was, you know, natural, but it was thin. It was thin, and it was a little, you know, it was kind of short, and I wanted finger waves. I wanted finger waves up here, and went to this new beautician with some friends of mine, and it was their beautician, so I was like, okay, I'll try their beautician, cool. And the beautician told me that I needed a relaxer to relax this much hair so she could do the finger waves in my head. I said, okay. I don't remember if it was Bantu or Hawaiian Silky, I don't know, but it was a strong relaxer. And within, I mean, she barely got it from the front to the back, and she only did just the top part that was short. I mean, she barely put it all on, and my hair, my head, my scalp, my freaking body was on fire. And I was like, oh my God, you got to get this out of my head. She was like, but it's not straight yet. We got to leave it. Child, like I told you earlier, I beat her to the shampoo bowl. You better come over here and turn this on. So anyway, I didn't do relaxers for a while. Okay. Now, had a friend in high school, not had, because she's still my friend. She is still my sister. You know who you are. And had a friend whose mama could braid, hunty. Let's put it this way. She braided for celebrities, for one particular celebrity who was known for his hair styles. She was on point. And she was a mama to me too. And she was so creative with being able to braid my hair, even though I had major spots missing throughout my head. I'm talking about bald now. Had some growth, and then some here, and then missing here, missing there. And by the time she would get done braiding my hair, nobody ever knew a thing. And they always kept my secret. They didn't go around telling people, yeah, I braided that bald girl, yeah. That bald-headed girl. I mean, how do you say it? They didn't do none of that. You know, they were kind and loving and compassionate and helpful for many years. For many years, because I struggled for many years with my hair, all the way into adulthood, all the way until, look, I'm 25 years old, but I struggled with the hair loss and the pulling all the way until my mid-30s. But don't get it twisted, I'm still 25. Don't play with me. You know. So throughout the years, I received, you know, I went and got counseling. You know, I think I started counseling actually when I was 30. Yeah, so all those years, dealing with hair loss, hair pulling, unable to control it. I would literally wake up in the mornings and hair would be on my pillow. Not a little bit of hair because you didn't put a scarf on and some, little breakage. No, I mean like the full long strands of hair where I had pulled my hair out in my sleep. I'm not the only one that has had this experience. I wasn't the last one either. So I feel you. If you're watching this, you're experiencing this, you don't even know what to do about it. First of all, let me tell you what the name of it is. Yep. Oh, wow, Jennifer. I understand. Yes, I was literally just getting ready to say that I don't know, I would think that this might be the same name. I don't know if you've been given a name for it, but it's called trichotillomania. And it is an anxiety disorder. It can be caused by a number of different things. Okay, mine just happened to be associated with trauma. Okay. Well, lots of different, there's gonna be all kind of different traumas. So let me be specific. Mine was associated with childhood abuse trauma. Okay. Wow. Jennifer, I definitely understand. I've tried all kinds of things. I have tried all kinds of things. And for me, it took getting to the root of my anxiety, the root of what was causing me to do that. And it's different reasons for different people. So I'm just going to stick to my story and my reasons. But I tried all kinds of things. I think I looked it up online myself, and that was how I came across the name of it. So by the time I went to therapy, I already knew the name of it. I already knew what it was. I didn't need to be diagnosed. I knew what it was. There's some, I think I have the name in the description. So, anybody can look it up and, see what different types of, symptoms are, some people, when they pull, some people scratch, some people twist, some people pull, as in actually pull it out, that's what I did, was I pulled my hair out. Some people take it, you have the hair follicle on the end. I mean, you have the bulb, the follicle on the end of the hair shaft, right? And some people actually, some people like to eat it, some people, for me, I didn't eat it, but I did like to look at it and see what was going on. And I don't know, it was just part of the whole anxious obsession, right? I feel like I hear somebody going, didn't that hurt? Yes, it did. And at the same time, it felt good as hell. You know why? Because I had so much held up inside of me that I didn't express. I had all this pain that was inside of me that nobody knew about on the outside. And when I tell you nobody knew, I'm talking about nobody knew. Nobody knew that I was suicidal from the age of 14 to 19, except for my praying Uh-oh, you still there? Okay, I was pulling my hair the whole time. I don't pull anymore. I don't pull anymore. But I can't tell you that I don't have the urge sometimes, because we've in what we got going on in this world. And I went to the store today. I went to Kroger, right by the house, because I didn't feel like going far. And I decided to go ahead and get me 2 toothbrushes out of there, right? Why did 2 toothbrushes cost me $9.99? It is highway robbery. It is universal robbery. $9.99 for toothbrushes? Yes, Jennifer. Yes. So, you know, my friend, my forever friend is watching. Jennifer has known me since I was 3rd grade, 4th grade. 4th grade. Yeah, I think we've known each other since 4th grade. I know it was I'm definitely 10 years old. So since I was 10. So, and again, she's known me for like 15 years because I'm only 25 right now. But anyway, Jennifer, I hope you're still 25, girl. Anyway, Jennifer has known me, and as she said, I kept it well hidden. You know, she's talking about a number of things. The hair, yes, 4th grade. She's talking about the hair, the trauma, like, yeah, I was taught how to hide it very well. But I was saying that, you know, I don't pull anymore. It doesn't mean I don't get the urges, because, you know, there's still stressful things. You know, we still deal with stress. We can still deal with anxiety, still experience it from moment to moment. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know when you'll be triggered, you know. Don't know when you'll be triggered. Or I don't know when I will be necessarily triggered to the point where it makes me so anxious that I feel like I need to pull out my hair. What I realized about myself with pulling out my hair was that, because it's going back to, is it painful? Okay. It was painful, but it felt good because it gave me a relief. It gave me a sense of feeling, because I had to stuff all the feelings inside and hold them in and couldn't show them to anybody. And I had to put on a fake ass, smiling ass mask. Yeah. So, doesn't mean that the urge doesn't come, but I don't pull it anymore. And we'll get to how I work through that. But it doesn't mean I don't get the urge. So let's see. We talked about the perm, the relaxer. You know, y'all probably got a good laugh out of that. I laugh about it now, even though, child, that was a lot. So anyway, moving forward throughout young adult life, military, everything, I wore braids, weaves. I didn't do wigs until I didn't do wigs for a very long time. After the whole wig thing, like that I was going through in high school, I mean, it was horrible wearing a wig. You know, it was horrible. I remember one time, this was in Riverdale, Georgia, because that's where I graduated from, right? Spent my junior and senior year. And I can't remember if it was, well, it must have been junior year. I don't know if it was junior year or senior year, because at some point I stopped wearing the wigs. My hair had grown back out, and I was able to get the perm, get the relaxer, and get my head burnt so she could put the finger waves in my hair. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Dang, I just lost my spot again thinking about them finger waves. I got my scalp burned so I could get some finger waves, y'all. Things I will never do again. So anyway, during my junior or my senior year, there were some guys in the school. I don't even remember who they were, but they were running around spreading that that people's wigs were getting snatched off that day. I mean, I didn't know if anybody knew that I was wearing a wig. I always felt like everybody knew. I mean, I damn sure didn't tell nobody. Ooh, excuse me. And with that doggone salt and pepper stack look, it looked like I just had my hair cut like in style. You know what I'm saying? It was a 90s cut. Yeah. But in my mind, oh my God, everybody knew I was wearing a wig, and I was on that whole wig snatching chopping block in school. I was petrified the entire day at school. I mean, horrified. What do you think I did when I finally got home? Because that became a coping mechanism, a release for me. Pulling my hair. I was a writer too. I wrote these, you know, the legal paper, the yellow legal paper, the long paper, every day for my junior and probably half of my senior year after school. I wrote at least 4 pages of journal type entries where that was where I talked about what I was feeling and going through and experiencing. Nothing for anybody to read. Those things have been long destroyed anyway, but it was never for anybody to read. It was just my way of getting it out. Because I didn't want to pull my hair, guys. And I didn't want to wear a wig. I didn't want to live in fear. The crazy thing is, being in fear of one of them old stupid behind kids at school taking my wig off and exposing me. That scared me halfway straight. It scared me to halfway not pulling out my hair. You know, it was enough to make me like start like trying to figure out how to stop. I did all kinds of things. I wore rubber bands on my wrists. Every time I felt myself, I popped a rubber band. I sat on my hands. I tried things like just getting a brush and, you know, just brush your hair. Just brush your hair. Like, I've tried so many different things. And they weren't really working. But I was doing my best. So anyway, moving on up, you know, past high school, you know, I went to the military. And, you know, faced another traumatic situation. Because for 2 days before I left for boot camp, my sister and her mama braided my hair. I had gotten approval from my recruiter that I could wear my hair braided. He said as long as it didn't come down and touch your collar. So I had to braid my hair to here. There's no way in the world in 8 weeks my hair was going to grow so long in those braids that it would touch my collar of my uniform. 2 days. And she had to work her magic, honey, on my head. She had to weave the braiding hair, like make a grid on my hair, so then she could put the hair on there and braid it, and it made it look like it was coming from my scalp. And then she was a magic worker. Thank you, Mama T. 2 days. And my friend helped her too. 2 days. Do you know I got to boot camp and them people was like, you got to take your braids out. I was like, I got to do what? You don't understand. They didn't care. Do you hear me? They did not care. There's no negotiating. There's no nothing. There is, you better have them damn braids out by the time formation starts in the morning. And guess what? I didn't know what time formation was because they woke us up. So I had two beautiful sisters of mine in the military that we met that day. And do you know these girls sat up with me and helped me take my hair out, those braids out all night long. I have no comb. I have no hair gel. I didn't have, oh Lord. Even after the bad experience that I had with the relaxer when I was in high school, I needed one and I did not have one. Took the braids out and all I had, because my hair was natural, so it was curly. But it was a curly here, bald here, curly here, bald here, little longer here, short here. Like I looked like a rooster, a bald-headed rooster. And we had to tear up one of our t-shirts, one of my t-shirts, a white tee, to make a scarf. Because I took a shower and I wet it up and I tried to lay it down and and they helped me they holding the hair while we putting the scarf on and trying to lay my hair down so that hopefully it would just lay down and be like wavy, right? Yeah, that didn't really work. And for about the first 3 weeks of boot camp, I had to walk around looking like that. Now, granted, everybody in boot camp was looking fugly. Fugly. Okay. Everybody held them thick behind, military issued. We call them BCs. Okay. These are glasses. We call them BCs. BC short for birth control. Everybody held the BCs. You wouldn't be doing nothing when nobody had them on. Because, that was the running joke. So everybody was looking crazy, right? But it didn't matter. I still felt violated, exposed, traumatized, and as usual, had just barrel right through it. Well, thank goodness that, I had my company commander was a male. But thank goodness he was a male that understood Black hair. He called me into his office one day. And, he was like, he called me, sir, yes, sir. He looked at me, he said, what's wrong with your hair? I was like, sir, I need a perm, sir. I need to go to I forgot what it was called at the time. I'm calling it PX, but I think that was Army. Okay, I was Navy, but anyway, I think it was called a PX. I was like, I need to go get a relaxer for my hair. And mind you, nobody had privileges to go buy anything at a store. Because we had a store on the on the base. Nobody had privileges to go get anything at the store. Nobody was, unless they were going to a specific like doctor, medical, dental appointment, whatever. You are not out walking around by yourself on the base. You are with your company, marching everywhere. Okay. Well, my company commander must have heard my silent prayers and felt my silent tears, because he granted me permission to go get myself. He told me, I'm ordering you to go to the PX and get you a relaxer and do something about your hair. That's bad, ain't it? That's how bad my hair was. I went, got the relaxer. Of course, I didn't get the same kind that stylist burnt my scalp with, but I got one, put it in, and it was allowed me to lay my hair down because it straightened my hair. And so with straight hair, it could cover my bald spots, my thin spots. Well, needless to say, I didn't do any hair picking during boot camp. I actually left boot camp with a full head of hair. Now I can't remember as we go on. I can't remember when I like started to pull my hair again. It's just something that would happen at any given time, you know, throughout my young adulthood. And oh, okay, is something going on? Hold on one second. Let me see what this is. Is this late? Is this old? Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So anyway, there wasn't any particular time that I just, at 20, I started pulling my hair out again. No, it was whatever next stressful situation that happened, no matter what it was. It didn't matter, So as I continue to go throughout my adulthood, I was always wearing, I have to redo that one. I was always wearing some type of, hair attachment, whether it was sew-in weaves. I got really good at the glue-in ones. Oh my goodness. Yes, honey, I got so good. Didn't nobody know what my hair. And then I was getting bold with it. I was wearing red, and it was long. I was doing it. I sure was. I went to I started beauty school. I didn't finish. I wasn't standing on my feet for 8 hours to do hair. That just was not. I couldn't do it. My feet, legs, and back said, "No, ma'am, not doing it." Just glad I found that out when I was in beauty school, and not after. But anyway, point is, I knew a little something that I could do my own hair. Okay, and so I did that for years and years and years and years. Right now we're up to age 24. That was just last year, y'all, because I'm only 25. But anyway, I started going gray when I was 24. Right here in the front, where it is the most silver, white, gray, whatever you want to call it. I started going gray at 24. I had probably I remember maybe like 4 or 5 strands right here. Okay, and all the rest of my hair was all black. Black. So first thing I did, which is a mistake, okay? So if you're here and you don't have any gray hair, and if you eventually go gray, let me tell you one thing you don't do. When you start seeing the gray hairs, do not pull them out. Unless you want to hurry up and have a full head of gray hair, then sure, go right ahead. But some people might. At 25, 24, I didn't. So nobody told me, because I also didn't tell nobody that I had to pull, that I had gray hairs growing here. I pulled them out. Now, back to pulling. I pulled out for a different reason. I pulled the hair out for a different reason. It wasn't out of anxiety, stress. Well, maybe you could say stress, because I was like, oh my God, I've got gray hair. Yes, Rocket Jen. Girl, Rocket. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. Okay, it's a sign, in my opinion, of not just wisdom, but perseverance. Because you earned it. You earned every grade that's coming. It's coming, and you earned every bit of it. Yes, so embrace it. So I started dyeing my hair at 24. Jet black, until I started trying to experiment with different colors, right? And so the grays were steadily growing, just dispersed throughout the hair, and I was steadily dyeing it. And I dyed my hair all the way up until 5 years ago. Yeah, up until 5 years ago. Now, 5 years ago, wait, even before then, okay, because I started having other issues with my hair too, guys. It wasn't just all trichotillomania. At some point in my, later on in adulthood, I definitely started experiencing real alopecia, where I was thinning and balding without pulling. So it wasn't as a result of trichotillomania, which is but for short, people call it trick. Okay, I don't know. Is that a good thing to say? I don't know. It just seems like trichotillomania is a lot. I don't like keep repeating it. Mania. Anyway, um, the hair loss in later on was not just due to pulling. It was I don't know what all it was due to. It could have been environmental, could have been something I was eating, it could have been any number of things, and so not to mention I was going gray. So anyway, trying to scoop this back here. Okay, I gotta wet this again, guys. Child, I'm gonna try to hurry up and get off of here in just a moment because this is going long. This is my first live, and yes, I'm telling the story. And I'm trying to do my hair, and as y'all can see, I can't chew bubble gum and walk at the same time. I kind of need to do one or the other because if I was just doing my hair and not chatting, I would have been done by now. But I thank y'all for hanging out with me. I really do. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I really appreciate you. Those that are hanging out with me now, those that will see it later. Yeah. So, like I said, started dyeing my hair at 24, and I had some periods of time, particularly back around 2009. I had some things going on in my life that were highly, highly stressful. I was being triggered. The traumas were being triggered. I was having memories and things of that nature. And honey, I commenced to pulling. And it wasn't bad like it was when I was 15. I didn't pull it all the way out from here to here, but I was pulling, and I was pulling to the point where I had noticeable spots, that I knew there were spots. I put my hands up in my hair and scratch my hair. Now, ain't no hair right there. It's a bald spot. So, receive some therapy. I'm not going to go through all the things that I did to necessarily stop pulling because right now it's just story time, Um, but I did start therapy when I was 30. Oh, so wait. Yeah, I guess that was, oh Lord, I'm really telling my age, right? Yeah. That was before 2009 and okay. Um, but that was one of the things that I was going to counseling, receiving counseling about you know, was the hair pulling. It became very stressful for me. It's crazy because the very thing that I didn't want to do was the very thing that I had learned to cope with stress and anxiety. I wasn't a drinker, I wasn't a smoker, but I was a puller. So anyway, you know, started going to counseling, started dealing with some of the issues and things that went on, right? And you know, I have to be really honest with you guys. When actually stopped pulling my hair, it probably took like a whole year, and it was my mid to late 30s. Okay, um, mid to late 30s, yeah. And but when I actually stopped pulling my hair, you know, I didn't really have any advice. I didn't have any guidance. You know, it definitely wasn't something that I was sharing with people. You know, my counselor knew it, and maybe a couple of people, but it wasn't something that was talked about on a regular basis. Yada yada yada. Okay, it was a normal part of my life at this point. Just something, one more thing for me to deal with, right? So I went very hard on myself. I was very hard on myself. I do not suggest that, but I was very hard on myself because I wanted to stop pulling my hair so bad. I would cry when I would wake up in the mornings and hair would be on my pillow. I would cry and scream and be angry at myself and disappointed myself as I'm literally pulling hair out. It was rough. Talk to myself. Don't do this. Don't do this. No, I did all kinds of things. I did everything I possibly could do. And eventually something worked. It was probably a combination of all of it. And it probably just, you know, the universe had some mercy on me. It was like, you know, let me take that urge away, or decrease it or something a little bit. Give her a chance to catch up and figure out why she's even having it, you know. So what happened was that I started to really turn inward and really focus on my healing. Focus on facing the things that I didn't want to face, facing the things that brought me anxiety, realizing what they were, right? Realizing what the triggers were. You know, yeah, we can get, you know, like it's crazy. People can like try to think of an example. Like, you know, two people can share an experience and it impacts them totally differently. You know, there's people that were traumatized in their life and they did not, you know, self-harm. You know, they maybe they drank, maybe I don't know, maybe they didn't do nothing, maybe they were, maybe they made it to the whole, all the way to the top unscathed or whatever, kept it all inside, nobody knew, whatever. Eventually they'll have to deal with it, you know. They just didn't, they weren't dealing with it in the way that I was dealing with it. That was one of the first things I had to realize. I had to realize that I wasn't alone, even though I didn't know anybody, hadn't heard anybody. But the fact that there was a diagnosis for it told me that, well, somebody else had it. Somebody's else have experienced this. Otherwise, why is it in here? Why is it in the why isn't it even a diagnosis? So let's move on, because obviously I stopped pulling my hair. I have hair. Let's move on to the gray. So let's see. 2012, I went natural with my hair. I stopped relaxing my hair because I had started relaxing my hair after, I don't know, at some point in my early 20s. After that horrible experience at 17, it was not to my early 20s before I relaxed my hair again. But I was relaxing my hair, and it was 2012, and I used a relaxer that I normally use, and I used the sensitive formula. And do you know that by the time I got out of the shower, All my hair was in the bathtub and coming out in my hand. And once again, but not do the pulling this time, I didn't have no hair. I was like, this can't be. This can't be. So I went natural. I stopped putting relaxers in my hair, but I was still dyeing my hair because as it grew back, I'm sorry, y'all, this little stool, I'm sliding off the stool. As it grew back, of course, you know, my hair was still growing in gray and black. As it grew back, I started dyeing it. And I continued to dye it and dye it and dye it. And I mean, I was using all different kinds of dyes, and I dyed my hair for I don't know how many years until, so that hair fell in 2012, until 2017, when I realized that I was dyeing my hair and it was starting to make my hair come out. I had a scare, because I thought that I had reverted back to old behavior, old coping mechanisms, and I thought I was pulling my hair in my sleep because I was waking up and my hair was on the pillow, but it was really shedding. It was breaking. It wasn't coming out at the root, and it was because I was dyeing my hair. So in 2017, I believe it was maybe March. It's one of the M months, maybe March or May. I decided I was no longer going to dye my hair. And I have not put an ounce of dye in my hair since March or May of 2017. And I do believe it was March, because my grandma passed one passed in May and the other one passed in June, the next month. And yeah, I had quite a bit of visible gray hair by the time, you know, by the time they transitioned. So, uh-oh. Did I do this one? Okay. So, yeah, so I had stopped dyeing my hair. And I just allowed the transition to come in. I just did my hair, you know, I just accepted it for a while. As long as I could cover it with black hair, I would swoop it, you know, pull it back in a ponytail, because you couldn't really see on the back in here. If it was in a ponytail, you couldn't see all the gray and the white, and you know, it was a lot. It was a lot, because I wasn't even 40, or was I? I don't know, maybe I had just turned 40. I mean, 25. Anyway, it was like, what? I mean, gray everywhere. So I went to getting braids, because I was wearing my hair natural, and as it grew out, and it was turning full gray, I was going through, you know, oh my God, I look old. Now, you know, the same hairstyle that I wore when my hair was black, when I wore it when my hair turned gray, you know, I felt like it made me look super old. I was like, oh my gosh, I look like an old person. People are gonna think, and it didn't help that sometimes, you know, I went to stores and got the little 16-year-old clerk at the grocery store. You don't know how old I am, girl. Yes, you do. We both 25, right? Yeah. Anyway, go to the grocery store, and the little young 16-year-old talking about, oh, I can give you 10% off this senior citizen discount. Oh, it would make me mad, but I took the discount though, y'all. In my head, I was like, I am no senior citizen. That's right, we're both 25. Not a senior citizen, you know, but go to the store, let somebody mistake it, and yeah, okay, All right, whatever. You think I'm a senior citizen? Why? Because my hair is gray? Well, now these days, people are dyeing their hair gray because they're wanting that color. They're wanting that silver. They're wanting, you know, I don't know. But y'all want to look like y'all got some wisdom, or y'all want to really have some wisdom? Which one is it? You wanna fake it till you make it? That's fine. I don't care. Do you, boo? And not saying you ain't got no wisdom if you dyeing your hair gray. I'm not saying that. I'm sure y'all know that. You know, but talking about wisdom, you know, a lot of people say, and I actually happen to believe and agree, that there's a lot of wisdom that comes with all this gray. A lot. And I just decided to let my light shine. Gray hair and all. Gray hair? I've just recently fully accepted, really not accepted. I've fully recently become comfortable with having the gray hair. And, you know, I actually get a lot of compliments about my hair, but more than compliments, I actually get black people that stare. And it makes me very uncomfortable. Okay. I had a friend explain to me that, you know, people are staring at you because you don't look old enough to have the gray hair that you have. It was hard to, you know, mitigate that with the fact that I've already been called senior citizen on multiple occasions. I've been given discounts. I've been called old. You know, so it was like, huh? But I realized that finally it came to really accept it. And really what I was accepting was me. Me in all my fullness and all my glory, you know. And I began to think about, this is how one of the ways that I really began to accept my my gray hair was I began to think about when I had no help. When I had a mullet, when I had the burnt scalp, because literally there was no hair for her to relax, it wasn't enough, burnt my scalp. Thought about all those things. Thought about the times where I put on the hats and the scarves to hide my issues, my trichotillomania, my alopecia areata. You know, I covered it up, hats, scarves, wigs, sew-in weaves, clip-in weaves, glue-in weaves, tree braids, micro braids, black girl magic braids. That's what we call Mama T's braids, black girl magic braids, because she literally had to work magic on this hair. You know, I thought about all those times. And I thought about how hard I fought to heal myself and to come up with different coping mechanisms, you know, coping skills, and get to a point where I didn't have to cope. You know, the same way in which, you know, I just reacted, you know, out of trauma, you know, I wanted to react out of healing, you know. Yeah. You know, I didn't want to walk around still victimizing myself because of my insecurities about my hair, because while people might have thought that my insecurities, like when it started going gray, and that's what we're talking about right now, you know, people may have thought that the insecurity was about it being gray, but really the insecurity was the the memory of the trauma that I'd gone through with my hair for my entire life, from the two tight braids at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, to the two tight braids. I mean, from the two tight braids all the way up until all the things that we've talked about so far, right? And I said, okay, let me just be comfortable. Well, with let me try to get comfortable with people looking, with people staring, with, you know, people asking so many questions. I mean, people put me on the spot, and you know, everybody likes compliments, you know, but when you have dealt with so many insecurities that you've kept to yourself, when someone puts you on the spot, you feel exposed. And you've never wanted to be exposed. That's why you kept your shit to yourself. Okay? So, people, I'm eating, you know, I'm out eating with my family or my friends, and some stranger, oh, like, oh my gosh, your hair, is that all your hair? Is that your color? Girl, that's nice. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, I mean, it doesn't matter who, but they would just put me on the spot out on the open, and I'm like, yes, okay, thank you. And I am literally mortified inside. That was because I didn't feel good about myself. I needed to raise my self-love vibrations. Okay. I needed to become more comfortable with me, accepting me, all of me for who I am, but everything. Not ignoring parts of me, not trying to say, oh, well, that was that part, you know, act like that doesn't exist anymore. I mean, I did those things too, but it wasn't working. It wasn't working. So I just began to go deep within. This is more stuff for another time, because, you know, you've been healing intentionally. Let me say that, intentionally healing for a number of years. Okay. But I had to get comfortable with myself. With myself. And honey, this hair has been through, since I've been pretty much all gray, because I am now, yeah, I think I'm a little more, I think I'm about 80% gray now. Okay. Yep, almost done here. So yeah, I'm about 80% gray now. But going through hairstyles and trying to, I mean, doing the natural, first of all, I'm doing natural hair, and my hair has different textures. Okay. So I have in the back, my hair curls, it coils like this, in a, you know, in a spiral. It coils, and then it draws up tight. So my hair could be down to here if we stretch it out, flat iron it, something. But let the water hit it, let the humidity hit it, let the air hit it, and it's drawn up, curly, right? But the front, you see this? This is a lock, and it's locked right here. This is all new growth. Does that look curly? It's not. It's wavy with barely a little wave. It's actually it's actually straight. When I wet my hair, all of this will curl up tight. The main white part you see it'll just be straight with a little wave, right? So try wearing your hair in an afro. It requires curly hair to achieve an afro, okay, without a wig. Yeah, so it was like I had afro back here and then just straight hanging right here. You know, I mean, I wore them. I wore all different kinds of styles, and I tried some different things. And you know, eventually, about maybe 2 years ago, I started thinking about locks. And of course, because my hair was so gray, I was like, oh, I don't know how this is gonna look. You know, this is really gonna make me look. Oh, I don't know. Da, 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 da. But started going through some other changes in my life, and I wanted my hair to be carefree for the most part. Like, you know, I didn't want to have to be going to the salon. It was starting to get annoying. I didn't want to keep putting the heat in my hair to uh, press it out or flat iron it rather. And you know, I just had some other things going on. The beauticians at the time that I was seeing, just things were happening that was like, you need to start caring for your own hair, period. So 2 years, I started trying to figure out ways to just care for my own hair. Most of the time, I spent it in braids. Okay. And then I was thinking about locks for which way do I want this to go? I don't think I'm gonna try it over here. I'm gonna try it. Anyway. Okay. This stool is crooked too. Y'all see me keep weaving back and forth. I mean, it's unsteady. Okay. All right, y'all. So I started thinking about the locks. Two of my sons have them. One of them's had them for off and on for a long time since he was a teenager. You know, of course they went, oh yeah, you should try, you should do it. And I'm like, okay, finally, last November, so it's been almost a year. Last November, I locked my hair. I started my locks. And they locked pretty quickly. Like within 2 months, they was locked. Okay, and hair is growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. Guys, look, there's no bald spots. There's no bald spots. There's no thin. Well, I got this is thin right here. That's thin. I'm still working to try to get that to fill in. But hair is there. It's just thin. But other than that, I got hair, y'all. I have hair. And yes, it's salt, pepper, gray, silver, and white. And I love it. I love it. I love the fact that I can actually sit here and do this to my hair and not have an urge to pull, to not actually pull hair out. What did you say, Jennifer? I just saw this, but you know what? Sean Connery and Richard Gere are thought of as sexy, desirable gray. Yes, they are. They are, and you know, it is sexy and desirable. Hmm. Yes, it is. And that's something, Jennifer, that I finally was like, I accepted that. I was like, Your gray looks good, girl. Your gray looks good. Own it. Accept it. It's yours. But more so, forget about the fact that it's gray. You have a head full of hair. People said my hair wouldn't grow back. A lot of times it doesn't, because you made, when you pull your hair, you made so much damage the follicles and things of that nature. I don't know all the scientific terms, but I know you damaged your hair, and sometimes it doesn't grow back. But I am a healer, starting with myself. Baby, look at this beautiful healing. So as I sit here and I twist these locks, even though my hand is getting a little numb from my arm being up in the sky, as I sit here and twist these locks, I'm just being grateful. I am just instilling myself with love and adoration. One day, if I can find some pics, because throughout the years, I took a few pics of my hair. Hold on one second. Sorry, trying to. Okay, I'm almost done here because I'm getting really hot. I got this fan going, but it's not, I can't situate it to actually blow in my face, but I'm almost done. But anyway, you know, just accepting my grays and loving on myself, and, you know, loving me for me, you know, not comparing myself to other people, you know, loving me and my hair. And I love it. I love my hair. I love my locks. I love my texture, my different textures. I love my color. Color of my hair. I love it. Well, I'm not quite finished because I definitely did more talking than actually doing the locks. You know, maybe I'll come on and add some pictures or something to the video later if I can edit it. I don't know. I suppose I can edit it live. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not gonna sit on here for another 10 minutes because I don't have much more to say. Except thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Please like, please share, please subscribe. I'm new to the YouTube thing, even though I've been trying to do this for many years now, but I'm actually new to coming on and creating, I don't even want to say that, creating content, because I'm not a content creator. I'm authentically me. I'm a healer. So I'll be on here more often, talking about different things, sharing different things, more story times, things of that nature. But before I end, I want to do what I do to just ease the vibrations, because we've talked about, you know, or I've talked about some tough things, and we've shared some tough things, you know, some challenges with each other. And I'm going to light some sage and just clear the air. Actually, not lighting the sage. Just gonna do a few things. Hopefully it's not too loud. If you're listening on the earbud, might take it out because I don't know what this is gonna sound like. I'm just gonna use my sound bowl. All right. Hope that evened out any energy that was kind of, you know, wibbly wobbly, you know, hope everyone is well. If you are experiencing any of the issues that I talked about, you know, go seek some help. Okay? Seek some help. And just remember, you're not alone. You're not alone. All right. Everyone be well. I love you guys. And this was my first live. Wish I could have ended on a finished note, but I'll post the finished picture later. All right. Everyone be well.